Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Come closer, my loves. Alors, my name is Biba. If you don't understand anything, stop me. Biba, arrête-toi. Okay? Biba, stop. Okay? So, but I'm sure you will understand everything because Annabelle paper is really good, except some analysis.
Okay.
Otherwise, it was really good. Okay? Donc, tu as tendance à partir en vrille. D'accord? Tu commences bien. The structure is really good. I'm obliged to speak in English, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay? The structure is good, but the thing is, you start by giving your opinion. They should do this, and then in the conclusion, you say, I advise them to not do this. So I think that it's better if you stay neutral. You argument, but you say, this is what happened in the advantage, or in this case, this is what would happen, and this is what would happen in otherwise. In conclusion, I'm giving my opinion. Okay, this is the fact. So let's start, please, by who would like to read and who would highlight. Okay, your name, please.
Nils.
Nils.
Yeah.
Okay. I pronounce it like my way. Is it fine if I say Nils?
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it in Swedish. So.
Are you Sweden?
Yes, I'm from Sweden.
Okay. I don't know why I related to Switzerland, from Switzerland. Donc, Suisse. Okay, très bien. So, after a long career working in the pharmaceutical, who would like to read, please? Nils?
I can read, yeah.
You start. Okay.
So lemon fizz, passion for chemistry. After a long career in working in the pharmaceutical industry, Tony Brown was made redundant. He used his redundancy payment to develop a refreshing fizzy drink. He experimented with different flavorings and sugars before finally settling on a unique combination. He tested his product on the public through a market stall that he operated. His research revealed that the product appealed to teenagers and young adults, most of whom preferred it to drinks available from other businesses. Tony named his drinks Lemon Fizz.
Perfect. Annabelle, please.
The next one.
Please.
Market leadership. Now 20 years on, he is the CEO and the majority shareholder of Lemon Fizz. Lemon Fizz is the #1 brand countrywide, which is a small and relatively wealthy country. Market leadership came as a result of producing a consistently high-quality product and innovative marketing. Tony's marketing team had commissioned innovative television advertising that appealed to its target audience. However, controversy was never far away. A number of adverts have been banned in country-wide organisation of advertising standards, following complaints from members of the public that OAS has demanded adverts to be withdrawn. The OAS concluded that the adverts might encourage people to engage in antisocial behaviour. However, Tony felt that the ban had benefited LF as it increased the interest in the brand on the internet.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. As sales increased, Tony developed a brand image that focused on Lemon Fizz as being a fun, refreshing. To support TV advertising, LF supported promotion through school sponsorship, public relations, and celebrity endorsements. LF has expanded its product range to 3 varieties: original, diet, and excess.
Perfect. Yes, please.
Yep. Family firm. In 20 years, Tony Brown has never made a worker redundant. All workers belong to a trade union, and he pays above industry average. He believes that the communication with workers is vital. The company produces a weekly newsletter that is distributed to all workers. There is a company website where employees can check training opportunities, company news, job vacancies, and find out how much holiday they have left. This also provides valuable feedback from employees. LF's HR director meets frequently with the union's representatives. Production targets are discussed and set with supervisors, then communicated to workers on the production line.
Powerful.
Growing social problems. Despite rising incomes countrywide, there is increasing concern about the number of health-related problems of its citizens due to their poor diet and lack of exercise. In 2014, a pressure group started a campaign for companies in the soft drink market to take greater responsibility for the impact of their products. The group also demanded government action to regulate product labelling to highlight the sugar content of drinks, limit television advertising of fizzy drinks aimed at consumers under the age of 21, prohibit ingredients from fizzy drinks that are thought to increase risk of developing health problems.
Okay.
Lemon Fizz sells its products in aluminium cans, glass, and plastic bottles, distributed to retailers and wholesalers in countrywide. The production process is highly automated, and although the factory operates 24 hours a day, there are fewer than 200 workers operating the 5 production lines. Current capacity is 300 million liters per annum.
It means per year.
Yeah.
Okay.
The process is water intensive. The factory uses 1.4 liters of water for every liter of drink produced, although there is a target to reduce the ratio to 1.2 liters by 2018. The factory is currently working at 90% capacity utilization. The operations director is considering improving one of the production lines to increase efficiency. The change to the production line will increase the capacity by 10% from the current level of 60 million liters. He would like to start working in July 2015 and complete the work within 20 weeks. He has prepared a critical path of analysis for the project.
Market growth opportunities. The marketing director has been in negotiations with 3D, a large chain of cinemas that currently stocks rival drinks brand. 3D is interested in adding Lemon Fizz to its offering on a trial basis. Lemon Fizz charges retailers 60 pence per can, but 3D is only offering 50 pence. Further details of the proposed contract are contained in Appendix B.
Market conditions in countrywide have been changing. Competition from 2 global brands has been intensive. They have launched multi-million-dollar national advertising campaigns. So far, LF sales have not decreased. However, Tony thinks his company should increase its marketing effort and consider extending its promotions campaign. He has asked his marketing department to produce estimates for promotional elasticity and price elasticity of demand for Lemon Fizz. Further details.
Perfect.
After 20 years of hard work and leading the business, Tony is considering his future as CEO and is currently updating the business plan. In recent months, there have been detailed meetings with other directors to discuss the long-term objectives of the business. Tony believes that LF should consider foreign markets for future growth. He's considering countries that a market in which no individual brand has a market share of more than 10%. Tony favours franchising, production, and then building capacity abroad. Economic forecast for country X and Y are contained in Appendix D. When Tony decides to retire, he would like his successor to come from within the company. Continuity is vital in his opinion.
Perfect. So we do have the appendixes. Okay. And the first question is. The first question is analyze the possible benefit to LF of effective internal communication. Yours was quite good, okay? Except some details. I would like to know about Niels' point of view. Analyze the possible benefits, okay, to LF of effective internal communication. Can you summarize what you said?
I just have to read it. I don't remember what I wrote.
Okay, you can read it so you can remember what you wrote.
Yes.
Okay. You read it out
Oh,
loud.
okay. Internal communication being the deliverance of information within the company to the employees and back to the employer. If the internal communication is effective, it can lead to the business being more effective as a whole, and being and then there and therefore there being less disruptions to the production. Some of the things I love to do to keep the communication effective is posting the weekly newsletter or having the effective online site. I can't read this.
It's fine. Just jump it.
Keep communications. They also keep communications with trade with unions and supervisors to make sure everything is all right and that targets are being understood and met. Doing these things produce benefits like high morale, communication. Yeah, communication between departments and quick responses to market changes. By doing all of this, LFs not only helping to keep their efficiency high, it gives them a better public image because there'll be less strikes, and they'll be made. And not making dates is often bad publicity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned two good point: communication with union and internal communication set. So you are going to give an effective productivity. That's really good. And Annabelle, you mentioned many points. Can you summarize them, or would you like to read them? It's in here. Actually, it's that one.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry I made some notes.
No, it's fine. It's good. Yeah, I had effective internal communication. Improved motivation. Which.
Guys, I advise you before writing anything, put like aside a paper where you put the main ideas, and then you develop those main ideas. Because sometimes you start an idea and you go elsewhere.
Okay.
This is what I noticed in Annabelle. The starting idea was really good. Okay, this is what I said. Good. But then tu pars en vrille. You go in every okay. Because if you put aside a paper where you write down, write down the main idea, what you want to make your character understand, the main point, the main key point, and then you start writing. That would keep you focused on what you are writing. Okay.
Yeah.
So can you read, please?
Just read the whole.
If you want, but if you can summarize, you have the paper under your eyes and the cup.
So, first of all, I gave the definition for effective internal communication.
That's really good because you have to define what is internal communication. Otherwise, they will understand that you don't know. Okay, that was the good point to start by defining what's internal communication. Okay.
And then my first benefit was that it can help improve motivation of employees.
Yes, but how?
By
how do you keep the employees motivated?
I brought in the Maslow's motivational theory.
Yeah, the theory is good, actually. The theory is really good because what is Maslow saying? Okay,
sorry.
Maslow is saying that as soon as someone is feeling a need, a basic need, he will go up. Okay, and you go up. So he needs first what a human needs: his food and eat, and then safety, and then friends, and then another. It's 5 steps. Okay, and then recognition. This is the most important thing in Maslow, in leadership, in everything. Even if, for example, if you are a leader, a CEO, and you want your employees to follow you, you have to recognize them first. You have to make them be valuable. You make them part of your strategy, of your, for example, your company. You are integrated part of what I'm wanting to reach. Okay, without you, I'm nothing. Recognition. Okay, this is the most Maslow wanted to reach. This is the highest point in Maslow. Okay, as well. So the theory was good, but what I wanted you to do to reach is recognition. Okay. So this is first. If the employees, you have a feedback for employees with your internal communication. First of all, you are giving them information. Okay, and then you have the feedback. The information to make your worker understand, be integrated, recognized. You give them promotion, you give them training, you give them everything, and then you ask them what you can ask. The maximum productivity, commitment, everything. Okay, to stop turnover, to feel like they belong to your company, and then you start with the CSR. Okay, corporate social responsibility. You can give an image to other people. Look, my employees are good in here. Okay, this is what you wanted to reach. Give and take. This is the principle of internal communication. You give the information that you want to the worker to understand what you want them to do, and in the other side, you will understand what you want to do. You want them to understand what you want from them, like productivity, to do perfectly their job, to give feedback, so the job would be done, would be improved in the future. This is the main point. Okay, so I want you to come closer and to read what it has been given in the correction. Can you read that, please?
So the relevant case material?
Exactly, yes, case material. You have first to define what is internal communication. Otherwise, they would consider that you don't know. Okay? Why am I so low? Okay. It's better. Finally. And then
they talk about communication with unions.
Because the workers are related to union. If the union is satisfied and the workers would feel like they are understood, no problem. Okay. No turnover. Okay. No problem. No strike. No. Okay. Then
the weekly newsletter.
Okay, that's to make people understand the strategy. What else? What is really important for a businessman, for a CEO, or a company, or CSR? Okay, the image. How are you going to reflect the image for others? I'm sorry, my English is not very good. Okay, but at least you can understand me. What is the basic of a strategy?
Well,
the newsletter sometimes reflect that. Most of the time reflect that. And what is the three bases of a strategy? You start from that, and then you develop. But you have three.
Mission.
Bravo! Exactement. Mission.
Vision.
And value. You have to know that it should be in your mind, because this is the basis. For example, Mark Spencer, they have in their internet a newsletter. And they always put the first thing: mission, vision, value. Our mission is, our value is, our objective is. Okay, so this is for the newsletter. Okay, and then
use of, is that a
intranet? Intranet means the communication between co-workers or it's not internet, it's intranet. What is internal? Internet, but internal one. This is intranet. Okay, what else?
Communication with supervisors about targets.
Exactly. If you do that, you would reach your objectives, your targets, and you improve productivity. Okay, what else?
So lines of analysis, they have the impact of effective communication on employee morale and therefore productivity, absenteeism, and labour turnover.
Slow down, you're English, I'm not.
Sorry.
Maybe people who are listening to us are not.
the number and quality of ideas generated by staff.
Exactly. Okay.
Speed and response to market changes.
Okay.
Reduce the risk of errors.
Exactly. It's really important to reduce errors, okay, or misunderstanding of, for example, rather than starting a project or to start a project from a certain date, you would not understand and start it later. You should be effective to following the rules and be happy to do it as a part of your company, okay? And then
effective coordination between departments. Importance of two-way communication.
Okay. So did you mention all those?
No.
Okay, but now you know. Now you are more focused, because what is internal communication is to absolutely stop every single problem, internally or externally. Internally by sharing information that would benefit the employees, but benefit as well the company, because the company is the main the base, and the worker, the employees are the blood of the company. Okay, let's go to the second question. Refer to Appendix A. Calculate the total float for activity F. Did you understand the float? How to calculate float? Can you explain it to me? I'll give you a pen. Can you?
Let's see if I can.
And you have a pen, okay? So what is asked here?
So the total float of the
total float. Read perfectly the question.
Oh, okay. So
be careful with the question.
The question is refer to Appendix A, calculate the total float for activity F.
Activity F.
So
okay, this is why you forgot. It's
okay.
Activity F, this activity.
Okay.
Okay, what is total float? Okay, I made a small resume. I have to find it. Okay, this is a float. Can you come closer, please?
Yes.
Okay, alors, you have this appendix. This a node. You have several nodes in a critical part diagram. Okay, so each node is defined by a starting point, a starting date, and an end date. Okay, and this. For example, between those nodes, I will represent it like this. Okay, so this is the early start, and this point is the early finish. And early start, early finish, early start, early finish for this part. Okay, early start, early finish for this part, early start, early finish for these two nodes, and early start, early finish for those two nodes. For example, for the activity F, the starting point would be this one. Okay, the early start would be this one. Okay, and tell me where is the early finish? This point. Okay, early start, early finish. Okay, this is if you go forward. If you go backward, okay, those would be late finish, late start, late finish, late start, late finish, late start, okay? Because you go this way or you go this way, it would be the same amount of time, okay? So in here, I made a resume. I should draw it here, but next time I will take just a picture and add it. So the early start from two nodes, this is a node and this is a node, okay? The early start, starting here, and the early finish, if you go forward. But if you go backward, calculating things from backward, okay, you have the date here, and you want to reach which date is here, and you go backward rather than going forward, you would have late finish, late start. The thing is, if you do early finish minus early start, is equal to late finish minus late start. Okay, or early finish minus late finish is equal to early finish minus late start. Okay.
Yeah.
Put that in your mind. Okay. So refer to appendix. Calculate the total flow F. How would you would do that?
How would I?
Yes.
So I did it using a formula,
Yes.
which is latest start time minus duration minus earliest float.
Okay. And you, how did you do it?
I used the formula total float minus is equal to late start minus early start.
Yes, it's true. So what did you do?
So
How come you started with 14?
because
Yeah, tell me.
so
You have the right answer, but
Yeah.
it's the wrong dates. Okay, because look,
yeah,
the late one is
16.
and the early one is
12.
okay. So
Because there's only 2 here, so you'd have to take that. That's what I figured.
okay,
But
the formula is early finish, early start plus duration, and it's -1 if it's in days.
Okay.
Here it's in weeks, it's fine. Okay. But if it's in days, you have to add -1. Okay. Total float, I will give you that later. Total float equal, let's start equal late finish. Okay. Is duration plus 1. Okay. And then in here, where is it? Total float is let's start minus early start. Okay, so let's start is because it's 2. The let's start could start here.
yeah,
Okay, because you have 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
You can float it. You don't need to start here. You don't need to start here. But the late you can do is here. You can be just procrastinating. Okay, just lazy to start, and the latest you can start is in here. So, and the late finish is this one. So 16 minus 14 equal
2.
2 weeks. Okay. So this is the float.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it fine for you?
yeah.
Perfect. And then second question. Evaluate. Can you read it, please? Oh, by the way, you have first in your exam to write the formula, okay? To define what is it first, to write the formula and to do the right calculation, okay? Otherwise, if you miss to write the formula first, you would miss marks, okay? Or not define them, you would miss marks as well. Is it fine? Let's start with B, please.
Okay. So
Oh, by the way, yeah, 5 minutes. Très bien. The second question is evaluate the usefulness to LF of critical path analysis when managing the change in the production line. What do you think you are going to start by in this question? You have the question?
Yeah, so I guess restating the question in more of an answering form.
Yes. So basically, the most important things is to start by defining critical path analysis. What is critical path analysis? And then you answer to the evaluate the usefulness to LF. Okay. And what did you answer, please, in your paper?
Should I just read?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You can read and summarize
Okay.
as well.
So a critical path analysis is the analysis of a project broken down into individual steps, with the duration of each step mapped out and plotted on the graph. A critical path analysis aims to present the duration of a project with earliest and latest start times and the flow time available, so that everyone within a business can see what the plan is for a particular project.
Very good. And you?
I skipped the whole defining thing. I did not do that at all.
So you would lose a mark, understand? Because look at that. What they want you to do, okay? Candidates, can you read my note?
Candidates scored highly if they began their answer with a brief explanation of CPA.
Exactly. Okay. If they start with that, they would score higher. Niels?
Then refer to its use for LF in its organization, organizing a new product line, giving some advantages and disadvantages for LF, for example, meeting deadlines, efficiency guidelines for employees, and finishing with conclusion that considered for example accuracy of data and network of managers experience. These answers were few. Most candidates gave some sort of explanation of what CPA network might mean, though some of these simply repeated the information in the table. Yeah.
Okay. So, what did you understand from this?
That we need to include the definition of critical path analysis and then taking out specific faults that it has in it and putting that into it.
But why do you need to define the critical path analysis? For whom, actually?
For the...
Who is beneficiating? We say beneficiating? Benefiting. Sorry. Benefiting from this critical path analysis.
The workers.
Yeah, it's not only the project manager, okay? It's not only the one who is implementing those changes, but also the people that are implementing the things, okay? So the workers. Every worker would know in which node he will be included, okay? He will belongs to, okay, to implement change and have all the information, because this is quite basic. But if you see project management, okay, a whole project management is quite detailed, okay? So in here, we read the answers. We can read the answers. Okay, so you make the definition for critical path analysis first, and then answer could include critical path analysis help to plan project time needed for activities and the timing of resources. This is what you said. Requirement. Length of a critical path suggests that 20 weeks deadline could be met, because he said 22. So it's in 20 weeks. That would be fine. Okay. Niels, please.
For identification of critical path activities, does operations director have a relevant experience of organizing this type of change? How realistic are these durations, references made to CP network, chances of some of the critical activities being delayed, are they in the correct sequence?
Okay, so if we go back to the appendix, what do you think about it? Do you think that the manager who implemented that, this critical path analysis, is good or not? He said first that he wanted to make the changes in 22 weeks, and then in 20 weeks, sorry, and in here, it should end at the 18th. So what do you think about that?
Could possibly be like a sense of bias.
Exactly.
Possibly. So
yes.
he could be saying that things won't take as long as they actually will take, and he's only got like, he wants it to take 20 weeks, and he's only got 2 weeks if something overruns to sort of fix
Definitely. So he's prudent, taking 18, putting in his mind that it will take 20 weeks, but implementing it in a project of 18 weeks, okay? So what about the parallel nodes?
I don't think they're great because they waste a lot of time in those open activities, and they could be spending the resources differently, I think.
How? That is a good question. Tell me how
because for F specifically, update computer software. What I'd expect, if they have new machinery, they can't really update the computer software before they have the machinery. So
but F they could know which machinery they would have, and
true.
then try in a database and then implement it. Okay, it's a whole process. It's not just one step forward. Okay, so he might have an idea of already what he should implement, and then give all this time to be able to implement it and to get familiarized with it. If I'm doing a mistake, just correct me.
You're
okay. Fine. Just to get used to it and take all this time to get used to it.
Yeah.
He might have done that in purpose. Okay. What about order new product machinery and run all lines at full capacity to build inventory for changeover? Here, run all lines in?
Well, I think that works pretty well.
12 weeks. 12 weeks is 3 months.
That's kind of
short, isn't it? To have an over capacity to build inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, but it seems that he knows what he's doing, because B is order new product machinery in 6 weeks. Is it going to get delivered? And then here in G, train production line workers. This in 1 week. Is it taken just 1 week?
No, there's no way a production line worker would get.
This is worker learning how to.
I guess it could, but.
It could, but it depends, like, also about how large the workforce is, and like to what quality they want them to train to.
The workforce is 200, and they are working 24 hours on 24 hours. Okay, so he might know what he's doing, or he might not, because we don't have enough information. Is this the critical path analysis? We don't have. If it was a big program and with detailed activity in each node, you will understand if he's good or not. You are giving him the benefit of doubt. Okay, so it's fine. Okay, so let's go further. Refer to Appendix B. Calculate the total contribution of the proposed 3D contract. Okay, and Appendix B. So 3D, what are 3D asking?
They're asking to use the drinks
in their cinema, okay? And then for the period of time is?
Just a 2-month trial period.
trial period. Okay, it's a trial. Don't forget this word. Okay, and then they order a volume of
100,000 units.
Okay, trial of 2 months. Okay, and the price is
$0.5 instead of 0.6.
exactly. So they are reducing the price for just a trial. Okay, so let's answer for this question. This is this. How are you going to answer to this question?
So you get the formula, which, yeah, is correction, is total sales minus variable costs.
Exactly, not total cost. Okay.
Yeah.
Variable cost. And then what did you do?
I skipped the formula. But I took the.
Never skip the formula. You will have 1 point, 1 mark for it every time. Okay, because you are quite how do you say that?
Okay, a step ahead.
A step ahead. Okay, take it calmly because you have to detail everything. Okay, but the answer is good. Okay, so it's total sales minus variable costs. Okay, so you have the price per unit multiplied by the quantity. Okay, and then it's 200,000 by 0.5 because it's a price. That is the revenue, and the variable costs. We know that it's produced at $0.35, and you have 200, so it's 17. 100 minus 70,000, 100,000 minus 70,000 is 30,000. 30,000 in 2 months. Okay, is it worth consider or not? In just 1 point of retail.
I think it could be worth considering because it's still 30,000, although it's
in 2 months.
Yeah.
What about if it wasn't a trial and it was in a year? How much would it be?
30,000, 36,000. Which
by 6 because it's 2 months. So to reach
a
year, it's
sorry.
6. So it's 180,000.
Which I guess is a lot less.
It's just 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay, he is a retailer, so he's a producer, mass producer. So he would put a lot of product in a lot of retails, and in one retails he has 180,000. It's quite considering, but you have to think of reducing the price. Is it interesting, or shall I then, once people would get used to it, I will negotiate the price. Okay, it's just a trial. Okay, so the question was, where is it? Recommend whether LF should accept the proposed 3D contract. Justify your answer using your result from A. Okay, I give you some indication and any other relevant information from what you have here. What do you think? Should you recommend?
I would recommend that they do take it because it's.
Don't write it like that. You have to develop and give arguments. Okay, against with. Okay. Shall you start, please?
Okay.
Would you like to start? Sorry.
So I started off with outlining what the contract would be, sort of like an introduction, and then I think I did.
Partie en vrille. Tu es partie en vrille. Okay. D'accord. And you?
So I started off with saying that there's several reasons why and listing those reasons, and then going on to say that 30,000 for 2 months is a large amount of money, especially since it's a trial period, and if it doesn't work out, they're not really losing anything from that. And then after,
if you can't read your answers, how you are expecting
I
the
usually get to type out my answers. So.
D'accord. But it's basically it's that, okay? You give why is it good and why they should be prudent, okay, in considering to not to reduce the price and go in fighting with the rivalry. And okay, you should, okay, let's read what has been given to us in here, so you are going to build an idea of how to answer next time. You read one and you read the next one, okay? And please, Annabelle, read slowly, okay? Thank you.
A contribution of $30,000 makes the order worth considering.
Exactly. Okay.
This contribution will add to the profits of the business.
Yes.
The firm is already operating near full capacity. Will this order cause delays to orders for other customers? It appears that there is sufficient capacity as the firm is operating at 90% capacity. Thus, other things being equal, there's spare capacity for 2.5 million litres per month, and this order is only for 33,000 litres per month.
Okay. So it's quite mini considering the amount of quantity they are producing. And then?
However, the trial period is during the month when the firm may be changing its production line. Is this a problem? The case suggests that they need to work at full capacity for 12 weeks to build up stock. Thus, if also going ahead with a change to production, this could result in difficulty meeting all customers' orders.
Okay, so we saw that in the critical part of the analysis that they are building their inventory in just 12 weeks. 12 weeks means 3 months, 12 yes, 3 months, okay? So 3 months, is it enough to put aside this quantity, okay, and provide all their suppliers, okay, or all their points of sales? So it's quite tricky, but not impossible, okay? If you are a CEO, it's worth considering it, okay? Because if it's 30,000 in just 2 months, in 1 point, I would consider it. I would say, okay, let's the customer get used in this point, okay, in the cinema, get used to my trains because my rival, my rival is already there. Lets them get used to my trains, okay? And then once they get used to my trains, 3D would come back to me and I will renegotiate the price and make it sell it with 0.6 rather than $0.5, okay? So we are not rejecting it. We are just considering the impact on everything, because once the implementation would be done, the changing machine, the machinery would be changed, it's worth considered, okay? Let's go further, please. Next question. Annabelle, please.
So question 4A. Oh.
Okay, it's A, yes, 4A.
So using the data in Appendix C, calculate, so I, the promotional elasticity of demand for lemon fizz.
Bravo. Alors, and price elasticity for demand for lemon fizz. Alors, promotional elasticity. What is promotional? First of all, whenever they ask you something, you start by defining it. Okay? What is promotional elasticity?
Promotional elasticity is like the...
Define it by writing the formula.
Oh,
okay.
So percent change in quantity demand divided by the percent change in the expense. Yeah, percent change in expense.
So it's the percentage of difference in quantity, okay, of demand on percentage of difference of advertisement. Okay.
Change in expense.
Okay. In this case, we have this appendix. Okay. So the promotional elasticity. The difference in quantity. The difference in quantity is.
It's 10.
No, this
sorry.
is the spending.
Yeah, sorry, 5%, sorry.
It's 5%, okay? And the difference in increased promotional spending is the difference.
10.
Exactly, it's 10 million. So what do you have? You have 5 on 10 is half, half,
0.5.
half one. It's un demi, it's 0.5, okay? So, and what about the price elasticity demand?
It's percent change in demand over percent change in price.
Okay, bravo. This is the same, yes? Okay. Alors, no, it's fine, my love. Alors, I want you to tell me how 5 on 10 it's, it's 5, it's 2.
I think I must have in my head.
Yeah, I know that. I know, but be prudent. I know that it was just a stupid mistake, but be prudent, okay? Because of that, you would just lose marks, okay?
Yeah.
Even you would sometimes just get.
I do that in math. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So price elasticity, you have to divide the demand over the price. So what do we have? The demand, the increase in demand is 5%. And the difference in price, look what you do. Delta P is 0.58 minus 0.60. I say it in French because I am struggling in English, okay? And you can read it with me. 0.58 minus 0.60 equal minus 0.02. Okay, 0.02. Okay, so 0.6 is considered as being 100%. Okay, and minus 0.02 is considered X. So X, what you do, X equal, to know how much is X, okay? 0.02 by 100 divisé par 0.6. Okay? C'est 0.02 minus 0.02 by 100 divided by 0.6. It's minus 3.33.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because you always consider the difference in prices. The final price minus the initial price. And then you consider how much this price is considered in percentage.
Okay.
This is how you do. And you've been lost here.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you do it? You did it?
Yeah.
Bravo, Nils. Bravo. Donc, you find minus, okay, 33,33. Très, très bien. Okay. So, the answer, let's find it here. You are going to read what they ask you for, so we are not going to lose marks. Okay. Is it this one? Yes.
Okay.
Can you come closer, please?
Yep.
So this is what they want you to do. AED, this is advertisement elasticity demand. It's percentage in change quantity over, so you need to write the formula always, okay? And then you calculate it. And then price elasticity of demand, it's price elasticity of demand, is change in quantity demand over the percentage in change in price. And I told you how to write the formula for the price. Okay, you won't be lost. Okay, then discuss whether LF should reduce price or increase promotional expenditure in order to increase sales of lemon fees. Refer to results to be able to do this. Okay, to be able to discuss whether LF should do it or not. Okay, Miss, how did you do it, please?
Well, I didn't define anything either, but well, for start, I was a bit confused by the wording of the question because I wasn't sure whether they were asking if they should do either which one they should do, or if they should do either one, or if they could do both.
You have to analyze both of them.
Yeah.
And then you need to provide an answer. Est-ce qu'il doit faire ceci ou cela? Say it in English.
Should you do this or should you do that?
So you had to do either one of them.
Exactly. Or maybe they can do both if it's advantageous for them. If it's not, they just need to drop them. But if it's not advantageous, or maybe one is advantageous and the other one is not, okay? Or maybe both of them advantageous, as long as you find proof for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did a small
calculation.
It's better to calculate, okay? Rather than words.
Okay.
D'accord? If you calculate and you say, okay, numbers are never wrong. Numbers, I like numbers. If you say with numbers, just forget words.
Okay.
But if you put more words or numbers, it's even better. Okay, let's go with that. They are producing 90% of 300 million of liter. It means they are producing 270 million liter of fizzy water. Okay, so and the cost of production is 0.35 and cost of selling, I should have put selling, is 0.60. Okay, so the promotion is $10 million. It's 5% of selling. I'm sorry, I write in French. So 5% of 2,270 de 270, 5% de 270 equals 13.5.
Yeah.
You have a calculator, you can calculate it. Let's do it.
I did the same calculations, though I didn't do this part first. I just picked an amount of cans that I could sell because it's the same calculations.
But you are going to see why I did that.
Yeah, I got this exactly, but I just didn't do this because it doesn't actually matter to the result that you get.
Of course, it matters.
In a way, but not really.
You will have arguments. You will have arguments to say it's profitable, it's not profitable. They should drop it.
I just didn't do this part.
Okay.
Because that's just the quantity, so it didn't matter to the.
Let's see why I did it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then promotion to 10%. Okay, it's so we said 5% or 270 is 13.5. Okay, so 13.5 million of liter by 0.16, it's $8 million point one. Okay, and the production is 135 by 0.35 is $4 million point 75. It means that when they are selling the 5% more, they are producing $8.1 million, and that would cost them 4.71. Okay, so the benefit would be $4 million. So there is a benefit. Okay, they would pay this to implement that. Okay, they would pay this more to be able to reach $4 million benefit. But it's worth considering. If you have this money in cash, or if you want to invest to have $4 million more, okay, more. So you double your investment. So it's worth considering. Is it or not?
It's to reduce the price.
It's to do promotion.
Yeah, it's worth considering to do the promotion because you won't be doubling it.
And actually, you don't reduce anything in your production, or you don't reduce your price. You just invest money, okay, and you have $4 million. Okay, let's go further. If you do price reduction, so the price would decrease and the sale will increase. Okay, but the sale is initial sale. The initial sales, okay, before reducing the price is 270. This is what we found, that actually they are selling 270 million liter. Okay, so 270 by 0.60 is $162 million initially. This is their sellings. They're selling, okay? Oh God, I'm forgetting this word.
Revenue.
Revenu, parfait. Okay, so the rise in sales is 5%. It means that when you rise it, you multiply it by 1.05.
Okay.
10% is 1.1. 20% is 1.2. Okay, so when you rise it by 5%, it means that you are selling 283. Okay.
Okay.
So le bilan, comment tu dis le bilan?
Je sais pas.
Le bilan quand tu fais la différence.
Oh,
okay, it's fine. If you sell this 283 million liter by 0.85, you would have 0.64 million, 164 million. And you used to do 162 million. Okay? And in this case, okay, you would have, if you calculate the price for each, you would have here 45.5 for the price of production, and here 49. Okay, this the cost of production.
Okay.
With 60, when you sell it $0.6, you would have the price of production is 94, 94.5. I will say them in French. 94.5 millions de dollars. Okay, mais si vous le faites, okay, the price is 0.58. The production will cost you. Look, you would rise the cost of production.
Yeah.
And if you do this minus this is equal 67.5. And if you do this, the second one, which one? This minus this equal 64. Which means that
Fall in profit.
the profit would fall.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
The profit would fall. Is it worth considering? Absolutely not. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is the argument. Okay?
Yeah.
The profit is falling. Don't do it. Okay? This is what I wanted you to reach. So you have argument from your data, because they gave you enough data to build an argument. Okay? So you went directly on just words. It was fine, but you should have arguments numbers to make sure that you have everything. And what did you do?
So I did the same thing, but without the calculating of their exact units. I took an example of just 120 units, and then just did the same multiplications for the data.
It's fine. It means that you relied on numbers.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Let's read. Oh, shall we take 5 minutes?
Okay.
What is that? Remind me later. Sorry. Ah non, it's fine. Bien, alors, donc, when they said, refer to your result from A and any other relevant information, it means that you take the information from your booklet, okay? So, I think that, do you have your phone? Would you like to take a picture of this?
Sure.
Okay. It might help. Who knows? Donc, alors, 4B, question 4B, is discuss whether LF should reduce price. Oh, we did it. Okay. What we are going to do is to go and see what they were saying. Donc, c'est 4. Merci. Merci. De rien. Okay. Et donc, it's this question. Yes. Can you read, please? What other consideration?
How does the change in price or advertising fit with other elements of the marketing mix? The actions of competitors may be important. If they're increasing advertising, can LF afford not to respond? What sort of advertising would be most effective? LF have made good use of new forms.
What do you think by that?
I think
What are they asking you to develop with your argumentation?
the idea of the competitivity of the market.
Did you read it? Would you like to read it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Out loud so everyone we hear you.
How were the PED and AED estimates arrived at? So how did they get to it? Are they reliable? Much depends on the recreation of competitors to either decision and these repetitions.
Okay, so here they are considering they have two possibility, two alternative. Okay, is either to reduce price or to do promotion. In your mind, okay, we did some calculation, and we consider that the promotion it would better fit than reducing price, and even reducing price. I told you it's nice to have figures, it's nice to have numbers, but it's nice also to develop your arguments. So let's think of for arguments for reducing price. Is it good? According to you, to you, is it good to reduce price?
No.
No. We've seen from the figures that it's not good. Now we need further information, further argumentation about reducing the price. Is it good, considering your rivals, to reduce price?
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, if you reduce the price, then
okay, I'm okay with you as long as you give me an argument. So reduce price.
If you reduce price, then the customers will be more likely to buy that, especially if the price is going to go below the competitor's price, because then it'll be cheaper and you can buy a larger quantity.
Because you are considering that LF is having a market segment.
It's younger generations, and they are mostly, I think, was between 18 and teens. And then it's a bit upwards from that, which are students for the most part, and they have a lack of money as well. A lot of them.
Which phone do you have?
The Huawei.
Huawei. How much did you pay for it?
I don't know.
And did you pay for it from your pocket? Okay. And you?
An iPhone. I don't know.
An iPhone. She has an iPhone.
She has an iPhone.
Okay. Does she work?
No.
Is she paying from her pocket?
No.
She is between 18 and 20. What about your argument? You said that they don't have money. It's a fizzy water, okay? It's a fizzy drink. It's not an iPhone.
No.
Okay? Do you think that if you want to know your market, your segment market, your target, do you think just They don't work not considering their where they are getting their money. Do you get your money from your pocket?
No.
From your
parents'
pocket. Okay. If I need to reach you as a CEO, okay, I would consider where you're coming from, with your parents, not you, because basically you don't work. You are too young to work, okay? So if I consider reducing the price, first of all, I would lose profit. And then what would happen? My rival would start to get angry. Why did you reduce the price? I will defeat you in producing something better, okay, and sell it even more expensive, making people think that this product is better than yours. This is why you are cheap. What do you think about that?
Well, that would happen, but if you reduce the price, I'm not only talking about people our age. It says young adults, which go to university. And well, for me personally, from what my knowledge of university is, because I mean, it's limited, of course, but it comes from a Swedish point of view where you pay for everything yourself. Practically, when you leave the house, you have a lack of money pretty much. And from what I've heard, most people live off passes, so most people would probably be looking to save more money if they want to have stuff like this as well.
Okay, it's an argument. It's a good one, okay? It's really a good one. The thing is, you have to see below that, further than that. What about your rival? Okay, your competitor. What are they going to do if you reduce price?
They will do the same, and then
they might do the same. They might try.
They
might have another point of view, creating another product that would beat yours. And G, what do you think?
I think the Lemon Fizz is sort of like a brand, sort of like Coca-Cola, and it has quite a high market share, so it could have quite a lot of brand loyalty. So by increasing their price rather than reducing it, they probably won't see that much of a fall in the number of people buying their product, because people know the quality of the product and they know that it's what they're used to.
Exactly. Why reducing price? Why not developing something new, something? Okay, they had a problem with what they call that. The advertising standards. Organization advertising standard. They are saying that people are less healthy now, and they consider reducing sugar rather than adding sugar. So why not? They already have a diet one, okay, an excess one, okay. They should, rather than producing the same product and reducing the price, develop it, do something more natural, more healthy, and advertise it. Okay, we've been listening to you, okay? I am a responsible company with a responsible corporate social responsibility, okay? I'm listening to you. I apologize for this, and I'm creating a new product that is healthier for you, but you would pay a little bit more. Is it working or not? What do you think?
I think people, just from what I've seen in like supermarkets and things like that, people are willing to pay more for a healthier product.
Okay, that's perfect. So you know that already. So reducing price is not in your benefit, because you would lose money and you would make your competitor angry, okay? And you would, even the retailers, they would not take your product. It's too low. It's too. There is no benefit with them. If they can't sell it and add a plus-value. How do you say une plus-value? Like a margin over it, so they can win a little bit as well. Okay, because they are gaining in the mass selling. Okay, over the quantity, a big quantity. So it's not worth reducing price. But I would say that. But promotion, develop. What do you think about promotion?
I think that it'd be a good option to do, as there is that pressure from the pressure groups.
Exactly.
And they should they know that they want to change their image because the image from before was quite antisocial.
Okay.
So if they change it so that it shows them in a healthier light,
Definitely. What do you think, Neil?
Well, I'm just checking something quickly before
Yes, of course.
I make a comment.
Yes, go ahead.
Where is it? No, growing social problems. But I don't think that it's worth doing too much advertising as well.
Why?
Because there's been a limited television advertising of fizzy drinks aimed at consumers under the age of 21, which is most of their audience. Although I guess again with the being aimed at the parents as well, it could work. But the kids who get the parents to buy, which in advertising would still be kind of aimed at the kids. Then it's advertising for the parents, but aimed at the kids.
Exactly. Okay, you have a point. I must confess, you have a point. But the counterpoint, what I can say to you is, if I was in this company as advertising advisor or marketing advisor, I would say, okay, why not starting to make a new brand, healthier brand, and tell people, okay, don't go for even like this, okay, I'll get my competitor angry. But let's try this. Let's go for a healthy, without sugar, just natural product in our fizzy drink. What do you think about how do they call them? The advertising organization for advertising standards. Are they going to be angry?
Doubt it. Unless they make some sort of advertisement that was similar to the past one, but no.
Let's go for something healthy. Stop eating sugar. Get healthy. Do sports and drink this. Have this drink when you do sports to give you energy, because it's just made with natural things. What do you think, Annabelle?
I think that they would be pleased with the advertising standard agency would be well pleased with that, because it is sort of counteracting the pressure that they're receiving from the pressure groups. So the pressure they are receiving, because it's onto this organisation as well, they sort of want that pressure to go. So if Lemon Fizz does this new product and it makes the advertising, it makes pressure groups happy, then it'll make the organisers.
So they will lessen the pressure of this organization, okay? And they would be able to launch a new brand, a new image, a new value, a new mission. Now we are going for healthy things. Now we are going for sustainable things. We think about our planet. We think about, okay, I will talk about that later, okay? So let's go further with the questions. Business is something really, really exciting, isn't it? Okay, so number 5, shall we? Number 5, discuss the extent to which LF
should consider corporate social responsibility in its decision making.
Okay, that's what I wanted you to talk about. I love corporate social responsibility. Okay, because this is the image you give to your competitor, to the stakeholder, to your shareholders, to everyone. Okay, even to other countries. Okay, so what do you think?
Well, first off, I started off by defining corporate social responsibility.
Okay, let's go.
And then after the
That's a good, you know. Did you define it or not?
Yeah.
Perfect, good. I told you every time you define, either with the formula or with words, okay? And?
So they need to consider this, LF may need to consider this due to the influence of the pressure groups, community health, and such. The advertising has shut down the previous, OS, whatever
Yes.
it was.
Okay.
I wrote it word scribbly here. Has shut down the previous advertisements due to it not being, it making them seem antisocial. And by considering this and forming towards it, may improve their public image as a company, which may not only keep current consumers but also draw in new consumers.
Perfect.
Though while doing this, they need to consider what effect it may have on the stake and the shareholders, or if it will increase costs of production or anything like that. Yeah.
What about sustainability? You forgot completely that.
Yeah, true.
Because they give something to the community, okay? If they are sustainable, they give something to the planet, something to the people, something to the profit as well, okay? To the economy. What about you?
So I spoke about that it will reduce the pressure group pressure because of the declining health, and it also because the pressure groups are demanding the government to take action. What's this?
I told you, if you can't read your proper...
I can read it, I'm just lost myself. Yeah, so if the legislation did come in, it could have implications on their cost of production. And therefore leave them... They already have new products that are diet.
Exactly,
and that's
good.
But you don't really know if it's enough to satisfy the pressure groups.
Definitely. Okay, shall we read what they advise us to answer, how to answer? Okay. Alors, discuss the extent to which LF should consider corporate social responsibility in decision making. They should consider their responsibility according to what governments, stakeholder, community, to the organization that non-profit organization that are really active now. Okay, so they need to consider the corporate social responsibility to develop their product. So in here, can you read the first one and develop it?
Pressure group activities. So just the push of trying to get them to be more of a healthy company. And if they do this, it'll have less pressure on them.
Exactly. The second one, Annabelle, please.
Growing problems related to poor health. So if they release this new drink, which is healthier, then it will reduce the pressure group.
Definitely.
Pressure.
And they will have a new mission, vision, and value. Okay, this is really important. You have to mention it. Okay. The third.
Lemon fizz is high in sugar, so what they need to consider is that the pressure group wants less sugar drinks and the poor health of the community, which sugar is a large contributing factor to, so that would affect us at all.
So you said earlier that no need for promotion. Rather than investing in promotion, why not investing in research and development and develop a perfect, healthy and energizing but healthy drink without completely sugar, and maybe use another source of sweetening your drink with honey, with whatever, but something natural. Okay, so you invest those $10 million in research and development. Okay, Annabelle?
Advertising aimed at young target audience.
So this is tricky, okay?
Yeah. So one thing that springs to mind immediately is the fact that their product is quite unhealthy and they're aiming towards younger people, which could continue the health crisis that they're seeing.
So they can switch to completely other product. Okay. The last one. I like this one.
Need to reduce the footprint and water footprint and the carbon footprint. So since they're using a lot of water, they're using up clean water and they have less output of liquid, which is bad since we're running out of water. And the carbon footprint, they're doing both Both aluminium, they're doing plastic and glass.
Exactly.
Plastic specifically leaves a very large carbon footprint.
Even aluminium in
Yeah.
health, they will put aluminium in
Yeah.
your body. Okay, so they should just switch to something more healthier, like carton. Comment tu dis carton?
Like the cotton.
Package, okay, with something healthy. So go back to development and research and put in the front that we are trying to develop something new and okay, and look at us because we are good and we think about others, and switch from corporate social responsibility to corporate sustainable social responsibility. Okay?
Okay.
So we are a corporate sustainable social responsibility. We are thinking about the future, planet, people, and profit. Okay? So we take 5 other minutes, please.
Okay.
Let's go back. So we finish the analysis, because here the application, now the analysis. For the same thing question, okay, it was discussed the extent to which LF should consider corporate social responsibility in this decision, okay?
So shareholder versus stakeholder perspective.
Okay, define shareholders and stakeholders.
So shareholders are the ones who hold stocks in the
Bravo.
company. Stakeholders are the people who have a reason, who it affects if it fails or succeeds, and who are affected in that way.
Bravo, bravo. Okay.
How might CSR behavior benefit LF? Through building its brand and therefore sales. So it's just public image towards it and things like that. Potential benefits of CSR behavior in terms of workforce commitment. Well, a lot of people like to work for companies who are aware socially towards the environment, and if they feel that it's doing that, they'll probably have a better morale towards working for them.
Definitely. Okay.
Potential benefits for how does LF compare with its multinational competitors? So just if the multinational competitors do have are considering CFR and if they are and the LF aren't, then why aren't they? And if then they would be losing customers due to them going to them.
Can you summarize
So,
those? In other words, what he said, but in other words.
So in other words, how the objectives of different people is going to impact on the CSR. So how different
how the CSR would help LF. The question. Always using focus. Okay, discuss the extent to which LF should consider corporate social responsibility in its decision making. It means how they are going to use CSR to make their strategies work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, with the shareholders, they could use the CSR to make their strategies work by considering how they might react to certain changes in the objectives of the company.
Okay.
And also with the same with the stakeholders, as in, so if they swap from using plastic bottles to using glass bottles, how's that going to affect their supply of plastic bottles? They should also, so with the behaviour how might it benefit the brand and then for the sales? So basically, will the consumers see it as beneficial to have a better CSR? So if they do, then there'll be an increase in sales, there'll be maybe an increase in brand loyalty. But then they also need to consider the altercations if the CSR isn't received well.
Okay, so basically, what we need to know is to rise sales. Sales with what? Sales like this? Selling?
SALES.
Sales.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the right thing. Okay, my objective as a CEO is to rise the sales, but without having all this pressure from stakeholder, from external pressure, from non-governmental activities and NGOs, okay, organization. So what I need to do is to have first what I said before is mission, vision, and values that would take in consideration our stakeholders, government, what else? Communities, okay, consumer, and banks and everything, okay, and shareholders. And those mission, vision, and values should be sustainable, okay? Should be like benefiting health, benefiting to calm down, because I'm a fizzy drink. I'm considered as not being healthy, and people point their fingers to my company. I'm not doing well. I'm not okay. So what I need to do is make the shareholders profit from my vision, my mission, vision, and vision, and make the stakeholder happy with my CSR. And my CSR is my politic, okay? Is how I'm going to brand my company, okay? So I would have also research and development, okay? That would say that I'm changing my strategy to a healthier one, okay? And maybe invest in another country, or maybe rise profit to help research and development for future drinks that would be healthy. I would invest in cancer research as well, okay? Or I would invest in reducing obesity, for example, okay? that would people would see me as someone, a company that is close to the consumer, and because I'm having this CSR, because I'm having this social responsibility, I would je m'implique. Comment tu dirais je m'implique? Advocate.
Yeah.
Advocate my company to produce first a nice drink, and then help my community. Okay, doing charities, investing in that would give, rather than, for example, what we said about branding, $10 million, I would put a budget of $10 million to develop research, to invest in cancer, to raise, for example, create events for raising money for those objectives. Okay, that would make shareholders proud to belong to this company, to have shares in this company. That would make my community happy to have this company in my city. Make the government look, we are trying to help go over the cancer, go over the obesity, and that would reduce footprint, reduce carbon footprint, reduce all emissions, gas emissions. Okay, I'm thinking of, for the planet. Okay, and that would give a strong image to your company. This is my mission. This is my mission, and this is my values. Do you think that someone would be able to touch you if you have those values? And then you have your blood, which is employees, okay? And those employees are happy to belong to your company, okay? You take care of them, you take care of their kids, you provide training, you provide information, you give them everything, but in the other side, you ask them to be committed, to do a perfect work. Look, my company is the best place to belong to. You are my blood. I will give you everything, but you have to give me everything as well.
Yeah.
If you present this this is internal, but if you present with the corporate social responsibility to the external, to the world outside, how are they going to consider you? No one will touch you. Okay, so you have to think like this. In your future career, you have to think sustainable, and nobody would touch me with I have values. Okay, let's go further and go to the two last questions, section B. Evaluate whether the data in Appendix D is sufficient to enable LF to develop an effective strategic plan for the business. So here in section B, oh no, it's over this D. So they want to export that product to another country, the country Z. And they have those forecasts, economic forecasts, okay, about country Z and their country. And the 2018 is just a forecast about what the future. This exam has been done in 2015, okay? So this is a forecast, this is a forecast, and this is a forecast. What's the meaning of forecast?
It's like it's not uncertain.
It's
like
guessing.
A look into the future, but an estimate.
Exactly, an estimation. It's a guessing. Okay, are they accurate? We will see. Okay, so evaluate whether the data in Appendix D is sufficient to enable LF to export or not. What do you think, Niels?
Well, for the question, I first forgot to do what an effective strategic plan is.
Yes, okay.
But I said that it being a forecast that is there can be several questions why, where they got the information from, how accurate the data is,
So it's good.
and all of that type of stuff. But overlooking that it is a forecast and that it might not be 100% accurate or it may change. Country Z does have better prospects in comparison to country Y, and the market growth in country Y is lower than in country Z. So I think what I said was using this information, it is in some requirements it does have a sufficient amount to create a strategic plan, but because of being a forecast, that it is sufficient to create a proper strategic plan to a certain degree, because it's also not enough information. There's a lot of information missing in comparison to other things. But with the...
Have you used all the data here, for example, interest rate?
Yeah, the interest rate, I stated that the interest rate, I think, well, from what I remember what I said, the interest rate is lower, so it's a good idea to move over money, well, not invest in country Z now, because the interest rate is better there.
But it will rise in 2020.
Rising, and then the exchange rate, there we go, is you'll get more money for your money, I guess.
Okay, and Annabelle, s'il te plaît?
So I started off with the definition of strategic planning, and then I went into why the information is sufficient in Appendix D. So I started with the exchange rates and the interest rates for both country X and Y. Yeah, it gives you that information, which will tell you Okay, so by seeing stage, you understand how far the currency will go in the other country. And you also be able to see the cost of investment in each of these countries. So I gave an example of if the interest rates are staying for 2016 and 2017, and then decreased to 3% in 2018. This could mean that it will be cheaper for Ella to borrow the money in country Y and then invest it in country X rather than in...
As we don't have much time and I want to do both questions, come closer and we are going to read the answers, okay? Evaluate whether the data in Appendix D is sufficient to enable LF to develop or not. So answer could include rate of GDP growth is declining in Y, in country Y. But in country Z, it's augmenting, okay? So it's worth going and investing there. That's the first argument. But we will see if it's good or not, because what I said to you earlier, you have to set up first all the in and out and then take a conclusion, okay? The second one was, Niels, please.
The market growth of carbonated drinks is lower than in country Z. Is the market more saturated?
Exactly. So are you going to penetrate this market or not? It's all, look, it's bigger. Okay? So are you going to be able to sell yours or not? So the rivalry is quite strong, would be quite strong. Do you have enough money to invest? Okay? So the third one, Annabelle, please.
No significant market share of competitors in country Z. Does this mean that it'll be easier to break into the market?
What do you think?
I think yes and no. Like it depends really, because there isn't one particular competitor with a high market share, but there are lots of competitors with small market share. So there's a lot more competition, but then also no, because Lemon Fizz is quite a large company. They can benefit from economies of scale.
But are they going to penetrate the market? Are they going to? Okay, they have money, they have the possibility to produce and to export, but are they going to sell? It's a new product. They need a lot of branding. They need a lot of advertising. Okay.
Yeah.
To be able to invest in countries that.
Couldn't they also benefit from promotional economies of scale because they have the resources behind them, so they'll be able to invest more into getting recognition in the market, possibly?
Actually, everything, as long as you don't know the situation in the company, everything is possible and everything is impossible. Okay, as long as you do have the right numbers. Okay, do you think that it's good enough? I'm not relying on this. If I was the CEO, I'm not relying on this. I want the numbers of my competitors. I want to know how much they have. Are they, like we say, des reins solides? Are they solid companies that would defeat me if I try to penetrate their fields? Okay, because this is what Porter, Porter, Five Forces. This is what Porter said. Okay, if there is already a set up market and there is a new entrant in it, there is barriers to this market. Are you going to be able to penetrate it with your look? They are investing in a new. They are trying to augment the quantity, and they are implementing a new machinery. Are they going to be able to invest in this as well? Okay, how are going to react the companies that are already installed in that? Okay, and are those numbers enough? Market sales by volume index for fizzy drinks in 2015 it's 100, and here it's 117. It's fine. They have big numbers. Okay, compared to countries that if they are so they have the possibility to penetrate the. But what about the rivalry? Are they going to reunite against him or not? Because there is barrier to enter a new market. You have to consider them: political, economical, environmental, okay, social. Those are all. You have to do the pestle analysis. The five four forces. You have to see everything that, and this is not enough. This is only a forecasting. If I was a CEO, I need numbers, right numbers. Okay, numbers for my competitors, numbers of even the GDP is a forecasting. Okay, nothing is sure. I would like to have previous numbers first and see how they are growing. Okay, not only a forecast for 3 years. This is nothing is sure. Okay, what about the rest? Niels, please.
So we're
There is a good time to consider expansion, bro. Exactly.
yeah.
Therefore,
There is a good time to consider expansion in port.
yes, it's not the good time because they are installing new machineries. For the second one,
Depreciation of currency in country Y. Should LF move quickly to expand to take advantage of higher exchange rates currently? Will depreciation affect the cost of production in country Y?
yeah, it might be an argument. Look, my money is getting lower, and here it's getting higher, so I should invest here to not devaluate my money. That's it could be a reason, but I need to research the market first. I'm not going blinded and try to penetrate this market and break my teeth, like we say in French. We first need to have all the information before going. It should be nice because they have a bigger value for their money, and mine is going down and down and down. But you have to consider other questions. Okay, it might be worth to do it next year because the rate is still the same. Okay, not devaluated enough. Okay, not much, not devaluated much. But here, 96, 90 is quite big. Okay, 90 and 96 and 90 is quite big difference. You can make money with that if you invest in money. Okay, in currency. So the change in interest rate, we did that. Evaluation, forecast data may be unreliable. Okay, the other factors will affect corporate strategy too. Okay, available finance. Are you strong enough to invest in another country? Are the barriers in this country solid or not? Okay, strong or not? The competitor are strong or not? The figures as well. I need the figures of my rivalry before going there, and I have to study everything. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to finish but you can take a picture of this and you can read it between you. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Take the picture.
We can get this from Tom, so it's okay.
Parfait, très bien. Okay. I'm sorry, I would have loved to finish everything.